Hello everybody, what is up? It is your boy Challenge Saga here, back at it with another Fortnite creative video. Now pause. Before I actually get into this video, I have a little message for you guys. And that message is, thank you. Thank you so much for the support, for the love. I really appreciate it. And a lot of you might be watching this and saying, what are you talking about? Stop being dramatic. You only have 9 subscribers and your top video only got 181, maybe 182 views. What are you doing? I'm not being dramatic. I truly am appreciative of that, because keep in mind, when I first uploaded my very first video on this channel 5 months ago, it was the PTP video, I only expected 5, maybe 6, maybe 7 views on that video, and I ended up getting almost 200 views on it, and that's phenomenal considering the low expectations I had, and that made me feel really good, because it showed that, hey, people are actually watching the videos I'm making. And to receive all those comments saying thank you, and those comments saying, hey, I'd love to see more of this, and showing me the support, it was so appreciated. That's really what's been motivating me to want to put out more videos out there. So know that your support has not gone unnoticed. Even though it might not seem like a lot, to me it's a lot. So thank you so much for everything. Now, I do have a small ask, and that ask is, I want to become a Fortnite creator. Now that I know that people are actually willing to watch the videos I put out there, it makes me hopeful that there's a possibility that I can become a Fortnite creator. Now, you might be wondering, why is that? Well, I love playing in creative. I love making maps, and I want to make them go public. And the only way you can really publish your maps is if you're a Fortnite creator. And unfortunately, to even be eligible to apply to become a creator, you have to have at least 1,000 subscribers or viewers on a major video platform. It's like YouTube or Twitch. I'm, of course, going down the YouTube route. So basically, I'm asking if we can get to 1,000 subscribers on this channel. Yes, it's a huge ask, and yeah, I know I'm not as developed as a lot of other YouTubers out there, but it all starts from somewhere, and I would really appreciate it if we can get there at some point. And if it never happens, it never happens, but that is one of my goals, and if we can make it happen, that would be much appreciated. So to make that happen, if you like the videos I put out there, please leave a like and subscribe, and tell all your friends about it. Tell your friends who love Fortnite or love creating creative maps that, hey, I know this channel called Challenge Saga, go ahead and check it out, or share my videos, do whatever you want, but please, it would be much appreciated if we can get this small channel to hit up at least 1,000 subscribers. If we get more, that's even better. So yeah, that's my ask to you guys. I know it's a lofty expectation, but I would love it if I could become a creator, because I really want to publish my maps. So there you go, that's the message I had for you. Now let's get into the video. So today we're going to be creating an infection map, and this is a really quick tutorial. It should only take you 10, maybe 15 minutes to fully create this map. It's not a hard map to make, and I'll show you how to create it in this video. Now, design, as usual, is completely up to you. If you like a lot of design, it might take you longer than 10-15 minutes, obviously. But just to do the mechanics shouldn't take you too long. So, anyways, that's what we're going to be doing in today's video. And just a quick announcement before we get into it. I have a much bigger tutorial coming out either this weekend or next week. No promises on when it's coming out, but it's coming. So keep your eyes peeled for that one. That one is super hype because it's a game mode that I created. Up till now, the game modes I've been working on in Fortnite are already existing ones. PTP kind of exists already, Mafia exists already, and Infection already exists already. But the map I'm going to be releasing either this weekend or next week should be different, because it's something I created. So keep your eyes peeled for that one, but in the meantime, enjoy this video on how to make your own infection map. This is Challenge Saga here. Let's get started. Okay, so welcome to the lobby. If you recognize this lobby, that means you've seen one of my previous videos, so thank you so much. Yes, this lobby was shown in my previous video on how to make your own Mafia map. As you can see, that's on the first floor. Yeah, fun fact, by the way, there's a full functioning elevator here, so if you want to learn how to create a lobby like this, let me know in the comments down below, and I'll see what I can do to create a video about it. But Anyways, this is also the lobby for my infection map and my resistance map. Maybe I'll release a tutorial on how to make a resistance map someday, but for now, infection. So, let's enter this door. This is where my infection map entrance is. Now, obviously, when the game starts, all these particles won't be here, but we obviously aren't in the actual game right now. So, let's take you to the infection map and show you how to play. So, as you can see, we've spawned this hallway, and wow, this is my infection map. So, there's a lot of stuff going on here. There's the grass, there's buildings. This is all my design, and then there's these structures. Now, look at these devices. The reason I'm showing you these devices is this, and there's two more devices that you can't see, but that's literally all you need for this map. That's how easy it is. Everything else is just design based. So, for the Mafia map, we had a lot of devices. For the PTP map, we had a lot of devices. For this one, it's literally just 4 devices. That's all you need. Maybe 5. But very, very simple map to make. And I'll show you how to make it in just a sec. But before we get into that, I want to show you how to actually play the game. Right? So, obviously you can also do map indicator devices, but that's design. But how to play. So, basically, there's going to be 1 infected or 1 zombie and 4 civilians. Or how many ever civilians you want. I make my game for 5. Sometimes actually 6, since we typically have 6 people playing. But the important part is you want 1 infected person and everybody else is civilians. Basically, the infected person or the zombie is going to try to chase down the civilians and kill them and convert them into zombies. So essentially, when you kill somebody, they die and they respawn on your team as a zombie. Alright? The goal of the zombies is to take over. They want to kill everybody and turn everybody into zombies. The goal of the civilians is to survive as a civilian until the time runs out. I give 5 to 6 minutes for the game, since we only have like 5 or 6 people usually playing. So giving 10 minutes is really hard for the civilians. So 5, 6, or maybe 7 minutes, but basically civilians are trying to hold it out and survive, and zombies are trying to kill the civilians and bring them to zombies. Zombies win if everybody is a zombie at the end of the game. Civilians win if there's at least 1 civilian remaining. So zombies basically want to take over everybody. And that's it. That's the game. So very, very simple. You've probably played it in your like elementary school playgrounds or something like that, but in Fortnite, we're gonna learn how to create it. So, without further ado, we're gonna go into a blank island and create this map. Obviously, I can't show you how to make it here because we already have it fully set up here, and I want to walk you through how to make it. So, I'm gonna create a blank island so that we can create our map there, and I'll see you there. Alright. So, welcome to our infection map. This is where we're going to create our infection map. Now, quick disclaimer. As usual, I'm not going to create a full loaded, good-looking map here. That's not the point of this. Design, like I always say in my videos, is completely up to you. The goal in these tutorials is just to show you how to do the mechanics, so how to put in the devices and how to get the game going. How you want your map to look is completely up to you. That would be wrong of me to tell you how your map should look. Just know that in an ideal infection map, you want a big enough area that the civilians have decent places to hide, but at the same time, you also want a map small enough so that the zombies don't have to run miles and miles to find a civilian. So just keep that in mind. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you'll get it as we create this map. So let's get into creating our Mafia map. So, the first thing we want to have is the team settings and inventory paths. That's basically going to tell us what it means to be a zombie and what it means to be a civilian. So, go all the way to some part of your map, ideally not within the map. It doesn't matter, you can make it invisible if it's in your map, but I would go outside of your map. So yeah, that's also another thing you want to do is, you can go ahead and design your map now if you want, so you can pause the video and design how your map wants to look right now, but I would recommend sticking around because there is one structure. If you're gonna do that, pausing the video and creating a structure, before you do that, make sure you leave the center of your map a little emptier because we're gonna put in a little hallway there. So it doesn't have to be too much space there, but you want to have a little bit of space, and I'll show you why. So if you want to go ahead and design your map right now, go ahead and pause the video and do that. What you're going to need is just a few buildings everywhere so that civilians have a place to hide. Just make your map look nice. You basically want a place where you can play tag, I guess. So go ahead and do that. But if you're not doing that, then just follow along with me. So the team settings pads, how do we do that? So open up your creative menu and go to devices. Under devices, scroll down to the team settings and inventory trap and equip 2 of these. Then place it down. Next, open up one of them and change the team name to zombies or infected, whatever you want to name it. Set the team to 1 and go to all options. Team color, I like to make it green because zombies are green. Grant items on respawn, yes. Grant condition always. On grant behavior, leave it empty. Equip granted item, first item, visible during game, no. Leave all of these alone. Movement multiplier, I make my zombies a little slower because they're zombies. So you can make them slower, but if you don't want to do that, it's completely up to you. But I make them just a tad bit slower, or this would be really slow, so just a tad bit slower. Infinite ammo, I turn it on. Infinite resources, I also turn that on. And keep eliminated players' items. All of these we're gonna keep the same. And respawn time, I give zombies about 10 seconds to respawn. And then spawn limit is infinite. Max initial team size 1. And then basically what you want to do after that is go all the way down to when to end round when receiving from, and set that to channel 1. So what have we changed? Just a quick brief. We changed our team name, the team number, the team color, grant items, equip granted item, movement multiplier, infinite ammo, infinite resources, eliminated player items, respawn time, spawn limit, and max initial team size, as well as end round when receiving from channel 1. Once you do that, hit OK. Then go over to the second team settings pad we put down. Open it, go to all options, and change the team name to civilians. Oops, I can't type civilians. Go to team, change it to team color, sky blue, whatever you want it to be. That's completely up to you. Grant items on respawn, no. I'll show you one in a bit. Equip granted item, equip first item. Visible during game, no. Grant ammo weapons, yes. Scroll down. Infinite ammo on, infinite resources on. Eliminated players items, keep. Or actually delete, sorry. Eliminated player resources, don't touch that. Fall damage, gravity, player flight, none of these matter. What we're basically looking for now is respawn time, or sorry, not respawn time, oops. What we want is spawn limit. Spawn limit, set it to 1, and then after last spawn, go to team 1. What this is doing is telling the game to say, hey, when the civilian dies, send them to the zombies team, which is team 1. Max initial team size, unlimited. And then we're going to scroll down to all the way down, keep going, keep on going to win on timeout. Hit yes. And finally, when team is out of respawns, transmit on channel 1. Hit OK. And there you go. What we've changed in this one, just a quick brief, is team name to civilians, team number, team color, equip granted item, infinite ammo, infinite resources, eliminated players items, spawn limit, after last spawn go to, max initial team size, beat best time to win, doesn't matter. Let's say don't override that. Win on timeout, yes. And when team is out of respawns, transmit on to channel 1. Once you do that, hit OK. Now, Congratulations, you've just set up the settings. Now you need to give them weapons. So go to your first one, which is the zombies team settings and inventory pad. Open up your creative menu, go to weapons, and select any weapons you want to give your zombies. Typically I give my zombies stronger weapons, but that's totally up to you. For the sake of this video, we'll give them a gold tack and a gold scar. Let's find the scar. And we'll drop those both here. For civilians, we're going to do the same thing, except we're going to give them weaker weapons. You can choose to give them stronger, weaker weapons, that's up to you. Equip them and drop them. Notice how the team settings pads will swallow them up. And there you go. Congratulations. Now we've established what it means to be a zombie and what it means to be a civilian. Now we're not done yet. Next up, we need to do the following. So remember how I told you to leave the center of your map open? I'm going to show you why. If you didn't leave the center of your map open, don't worry, it's not a big deal. Just find a place that's wide open. Hopefully you didn't cram your map. If you did, you're going to have to delete some stuff. Make a wide open area. It just needs to be at least 1 square wide, but the length needs to be pretty long. And I'll talk about that in a bit. But basically, what we're going to do is we're going to make a little hallway. Now, let's say I'm making this map for 5 players, okay? So I'm just going to make a hallway that can host 5 spawn pads, and I'll show you why we're doing that in just a second. But let's go ahead and be nice with it and add a ceiling, a floor. Okay, and there you go. Now, for those of you guys who want to make it look nice or want to save storage, I've explained this before, but I'll say it again. Open up your creative menu, go to creative, go to prefabs, find a prefab you like, and press open, and then you can use walls from here. It takes up significantly less storage than putting down these wood stuff does, and it also looks prettier. Now, next up we need to do the following. Edit the wall here. For this wall, you're probably going to want to put a door if you're using the prefab version, but if you've just done building, then edit it and make a door. Oops. Okay? Now open your creative menu and equip the following devices. Go to devices and equip 5-player spawn plates. Oops. Did we get rid of them? No, we haven't. We have 5-player spawn plates, a button, a lock device, and a time objective device. First, let's put our spawn pads on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. Now, edit the spawn pad. Go to all options and set team to 1. Use on start, sure, why not? Enable when receiving from, disable when receiving from, none of that matters. But visible during game, no. Do the same for all of them. Team 1, visible during game, no. Next one. Team 1, visible during game, no. Next one. Team 1, visible during game, no. And finally, the last one. Team 1, visible during games, no. Now, open up your inventory and place the button down on the left wall. Obviously you want it on the wall, but it doesn't matter if it's floating. It's just, it looks nicer if you put it plastered on the wall. Okay? Edit the button. Leave interact time to instant. Activating team 1, set that to 1, and times can trigger, set it to 1. Then scroll down to interaction text and say start game as the interaction text. Okay? Then, when interacted with, transmit on channel 2. Hit OK. Next, go outside, open your inventory, equip the timed objective device and place it down. Customize it, leave start when the round starts to no, set time to 15 seconds. Timer label text, set it to grace period. And you can also warn civilians, zombies coming in. Okay. Hologram until activated? No. Visible during game? No. Completion behavior? Disable. Alright, then we want to scroll down to, keep going, it takes a while, to start when receiving from. Set that to channel 2. Stop when receiving from, leave it alone. Then when stopped, or sorry, not when stopped, when completed, transmit on channel 3. So those were the settings we're supposed to play with. We should have changed the time to 15 seconds, timer text label to grace period, zombies coming in with a colon. You can change it to whatever you want. Hologram until activated, no. Visible during game, no. And when completed, transmit on to channel 3. And we also said start when receiving from channel 2. Once you do all that, hit OK. Next, go back into the hallway, open up your inventory, equip the lock device, rotate it so this side is facing you, and go ahead and place it down. Okay. Press square or whatever it is to customize. Go to all options and do the following. Initial door position closed. Visible in game on. Color change to whatever you want. I like to make mine the color of the zombie, so green. Starts locked, yes. Unlock when receiving from channel 3. Open when receiving from channel 3. And hit OK. So, for those of you guys wondering, okay, I did all that, but why did I do that? Here's why you did that. So, when the zombies spawn here, we don't want them just saying, hey, there's a civilian right next to me, I'm going to go ahead and shoot him or her right now. No, we want to give the civilians time to hide or get situated. So when the zombie spawns in this hallway, we want to keep them locked in for at least 15 seconds. It could be more depending on how long they take to press the button. But basically, when the game is ready to begin, the zombie will press the button and a countdown will begin. They can't unlock this door or open it until the 15 seconds are over. Once the 15 seconds end, this door will automatically open and the zombie can begin trying to kill civilians. Okay, so that's all we have to do for the zombies. Now, open up your island settings. To do that, go to the menu, go to My Island, and do the following. Max players, set it to how many ever players you want. In my map, let's say I only want 5 players. Teams, we're going to make it 2. Team size dynamic. Scroll down, all the way down to last inning ends game on, and then go to settings. Under settings, do the following. Go ahead and turn on infinite ammo. Although this team settings pad already do that, it's always good to have this backup option. Environment damage, shut it off. Okay, and building can destroy building can destroy environments, set that to no. And that should be all you have to do for that. Okay. Once you do that, go to UI. Under UI, do the following. Go all the way down to map screen display and hit overview map. You can change your victory sound, defeat sound, and custom victory call and default or defeat call out here too. Once you do that, hit OK. Now, little fun thing. If you want to play funny and make it so that nobody knows, this is an interesting twist to zombies game. If you want it so that you don't want people to know when someone's been turned into a zombie, that way they'll be like, that guy's a civilian, I can trust him, when all of a sudden, or her, when all of a sudden that person turns around and kills them because they end up being a zombie, you can go on and hide elimination feed. That will hide the the feed that tells you who just died, so you won't know who's a zombie and who's not a zombie. But if you don't want that, if you just want it to be a straightforward game, set it to no. But that's just a little interesting twist. I figure some of you might like that, so go ahead and do that. Oh, and you can also set that to yes too. Then you're done. That's back. Now the final step. If you've already created your map, if you've already done the design and everything, then you can move on to this next step. If you haven't done the design already, go ahead and pause this video and design your map around what we've done so far. Leaving the team settings pads outside your map, but leaving everything else like this hallway inside your map. Once you do that, unpause the video and continue along with the tutorial. Okay, so once you've done that, what we're going to do now is open up our creative inventory and go to devices and go to the player spawn plate and equip 5 of that. Then you should have already created your map by now. If you haven't, once again, I'm going to give you another chance to pause the video and do that, because trust me, you're going to want to do that before you put these down. But for those of you who've already completed your map, here's what you gotta do. Take those spawn pads and go to structures or buildings that you put down on your map and put these spawn pads down in random locations inside those structures or outside, wherever you want it to be. The reason I asked you to build your map before you do this is so that you can just put them into your map. You don't have to say, oh, I was planning on putting something where that spawn pad was, or I was planning on putting that spawn pad inside one of my buildings, now I can't. Make sure you create your map and then put your spawn pads down wherever you want them to be. Okay, so we have random spawn pads everywhere, right? Now what we want to do with these spawn pads is simple. Go to each spawn pad that you just put down and do the following. Set team to team 2. Use island start, yes. Visible during games, no. Enable when receiving from, disable when receiving from, when players spawn, transmit on, none of that matters. All we change is team number and visible during games to no. Once that's done, hit OK. Then go to your next spawn pad that you just put down and do the same exact thing. Open it, change the team number to team 2, and change visible to no. Go to the next spawn pad. Oops. Change team number to 2, visible during games, no. Go to your final spawn pad. Since we're only doing this for 5 people, I only put 4 spawn pads because we're never going to have 5 civilians, because one of them is always going to be a zombie. But if you have more than 5 players, do as many spawn pads as you would have civilians. So if, say, you have 8 players, you would have 7 civilian spawn pads. So you would, to figure out how many civilian spawn pads you need, take the amount of players you're expecting and subtract 1, and that's how many spawn pads you're going to need for civilians. Okay, so for the final one, set the team to team 2, invisible during games. Okay. And there you have it. Your infection map should be complete at this point. You should have everything you need, right? And if you want to test out the timer thing that we just put in, let's hit start button. Okay. So you can see we spawned here. We can't break out of it. The only option we have is to go through this door. But the door is locked. So what do? We press this button. Grace period. Zombies coming in. 11 seconds, 10 seconds, and it's going to count us down. I'm going to keep counting down. And keep an eye on this red lock right here. 2, 1, and guess what? It's going to unlock for us, and now zombies can come outside and begin trying to kill civilians and turn them into zombies and win the game. Right. As you can see, the default time is already, I think, 5 minutes. So all of that is already settled for us. And there you go. There's your game. Now, those of you might be wondering, okay, what if I want to give people, or what if I want the game to go on for a longer or shorter amount of time? That's an easy fix as well. Go to your menu, go to My Island, and go to believe it's game. So under game, go to time limit, and you can set that to whatever you want. 10 minutes, 9 minutes, 8 minutes. I'd recommend 7, 6, or 5, but that's up to you. And there you go. That's your infection map. That's literally all you have to do. and now you can enjoy a fun game mode that's guaranteed to entertain your friend group for a long time. Okay, pause. So I'm gonna interject here with a little just useful information. So I just realized that sometimes when your players spawn, when your players spawn, they might not know who they are. They might not know if they're the civilians or the infected, right? There's a quick and easy solution to that. So what we're gonna do is, you could probably do this outside your map, but if you want to do it inside your map, open your creative menu, scroll to the devices, and go to HUD messaging device. It should look a little something like this. So it should look like this. Equip it and put it down. So you want to put 2 of them down. Alright? So let's put this message: you are a civilian. Or you know what? In fact, let's just put civilian down. Oh my god. So civilian. Oh wow. Okay. Message recipient. Let's do triggering player. Okay. Time from round start, set that to off. Show when receiving from, channel 4. And hide when receiving from, don't worry about that one yet. Okay, actually let's do that right now. Let's hide when receiving from 5. Okay, now go to all options, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna look at this and we're gonna say, okay, we want it to display where? Okay, let's say bottom center, visible during game, no, blah blah. What we need to now worry about is display time. So there's 2 ways you can do this. One is you can do it so that the message is always there. So it'll just be there. They'll know they're civilian the entire time because it'll say civilian on there until they become a zombie, then that'll be replaced by zombie. If you don't understand what I'm saying, let me demonstrate. So if I make it permanent, right? And say bottom center, let's do bottom center, okay? And hit OK. Now what we'd want to do, this is just for example's sake to show you, so don't follow what I'm doing right now. But we're transmitting on channel 4, right? Let's set this as the priority path. Remember, don't follow along with what I'm doing right now. Don't do this. Okay? What I'm trying to show you is what the message will look like when we spawn. So, as you can see, we spawn on that pad. Look at that. So it's gonna say civilian. Obviously, we're not a civilian, we're a zombie. But the reason I pulled this up is because I want to show you what the message looks like. So it says civilian. It'll just stay on your screen like that. Now, a lot of you might find that distracting. Okay, there's multiple solutions to that. One of which being you can move the text somewhere else. So you can maybe put it on the top center, you can put it on the bottom right. It's totally up to you what you want to do. Now some of you might say, okay, no, I don't want it there forever. I want it to go away, I don't know, after 5 seconds, right? So then what you would do is set the display time to 5 seconds. That way it's only going to last for 5 seconds. So what you just saw was permanent. It's going to stay there the entire match. When we set it to just 5 seconds, it's just going to stay there for 5 seconds. You can even make it less, 1 second, 2 seconds, whatever you want. Okay? Now, if you're doing that, you would turn off the hide feature. Okay? Why? Because the reason we had hide and receiving from is so that when they turn into a zombie and they spawn on that spawn pad, this message goes away and is replaced by the word zombie or infected. Okay, so now that we've done the civilian one, we're going to do the same thing for zombies or infected, however you want to say it. Ooh, my bad. For zombies, except we're going to make it once again triggering player, right? Time from round start, always set that to off. Display time 5 seconds, text style default. Oh yeah, you could also change the text size if that other one was too distracting and you want it permanent, you can make it small. But I'm gonna stick with default. Play sound doesn't matter. I mean, you could, I guess, play a sound if you wanted to, but That's up to you. But what we're worried about now is show and receiving from channel 5. And hit OK. Alright, now we're going to go back to that spawn pad. We're going to go to our spawn pads. So let's first go to the zombie ones. And in the zombie ones, we're going to change when players spawn transmit on channel 5. Alright, so if you go to all options, you scroll down, you'll see when players spawn transmit on channel 5. And change that for all of them. Okay, same with this one. And same with this one. And then you go to the civilian spawn pads, and remember how we said show the civilian message when receiving a signal from channel 4? Well, guess what? We're going to go to when player spawned on transmit on channel 4. And we're going to do that for all the spawn pads we put down for the civilian ones. So basically what we're doing is we're saying, okay, they're going to get a message that tells them what they are whenever they spawn here. Okay? So every time they spawn on these pads, they'll get the message that says you're zombie or civilian. Oh, oops, I accidentally did 4. Or 5, let's do 4. Okay. So now, if we want to test this out, how would this look, you wonder? Well, let's start the game. 2, 1... And you can see, look at that, zombies. Now, oops, maybe take the S out, or just say infected, but there you go. Alright? And then you hit that start game button, we already went over that, and you already know what happens after that. Alright, so that's all I wanted to say. That's how you can let people know what they are. Let's get back into the video. After this timer runs out, and video time. So, there you have it, guys. Hopefully this tutorial was helpful. Thank you so much for watching and showing your support. If you like this video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe so we can hopefully become Fortnite creators one day and publish our maps. If you have any questions, concerns, or issues, please feel free to leave them in the comment section down below. I do read those comments, and I do try to make it a point to respond to them or show my support to them. So if you have any questions, I will answer them. So please leave it in the comments down below. And if you have any feedback for my videos or want to show your support, leave in the comments. I really appreciate that, and I enjoy having conversations with my viewers. So guys, thank you so much for watching this video. This was Challenge Saga here, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. Peace.